Hi, friends. I hope you're great wherever you are. So, I applied to my local garden center and I got hired for the upcoming or the now garden season. And springtime, as you can imagine, is the busiest time of a garden center. So, it has been a nonstop activity of watering, deadheading, watering trees, shrubs, the annuals. It's just a constant upkeep. It's a lot of work. But the upside is everyone's really nice. I'm getting paid and I'm getting a really amazing workout. So I'm getting in shape. And the downside is I haven't had much time in my own garden.
And I have a lot to do. So hopefully things will wind down at the garden center and I can get back in, but a bucket list job for sure.
So this is my new project, and I had talked about it in an earlier video. This is, I'm going to be calling it sort of my shade bed or my native bed. But because I'm working at a garden center and I get paid, my paycheck goes right back to buying plants. Here's the clethra that I transplanted. It looks fantastic in that spot. I have always wanted a Brunnera. So when I saw one at the nursery, I picked it up. I also picked up a Bleeding Hearts, a white one, which is so pretty, and I'll be interested to see how it does here. It's supposed to be a shade tolerant woodland plant. So my cardboard hoarding addiction is still going strong, but there is a use for the cardboard, and I use it for projects like this. There's the viburnum that I transplanted, the little guy. He's there. And then these are the bayberries that I had moved earlier in the season. And then off to the left, there is the other arrowwood viburnum. You can see they put on quite a bit of growth. And this area, they will be in a more moist and shaded spot, but that's kind of the reason why I know they will do well here. Pretty simple, straightforward. I lay out a hose to mark sort of the area, wet it down, pull the hose away. I've got my shape, and then you can go ahead and put your mulch or your compost over that. This is really not so much for weed suppression as it is killing the grass and just getting the shape of the bed. Of course, this bed will need edging and it will need some kind of reshaping as the plants grow. But for now, it's enough to get the plants sort of in an island, so to speak, and the lawnmower won't be touching any of the um, root balls. I don't have to worry about that. And everything here is getting kind of morning sun, and then it goes into deep afternoon shade because my neighbor has a very large Norway maple that's planted very close to the property line, and it shades a lot of my garden. Picnic table is still on the grass, which is not ideal. By this point, I would have liked it up against or up on the patio, which the patio has come to a complete halt. We are just so busy that we've decided to put a pause on it, and we will pick up and resume the patio install probably in the next month or two as the weather cools and our jobs are not so crazy. Picked up a little Henry Sweetspire. I had a sweet spire in this spot, but then I moved it, then I moved it back, then I moved it again. Probably not the best thing to do for a poor plant. And I picked it up late in the season. I picked it up or I bought it online, and it wasn't very leafed out. So who knows? It might have been a dud. This one looks great, has a lot of blooms, and it is a different cultivar. Before I had the Scentlandia. This is now Little Henry. I think it's a perfect spot. Right here is an odd situation where it's morning sun, afternoon shade, and then late hot afternoon sun again. and it might go into a shadier spot once the pine tree puts on more growth. So sweetbriar, I know, is the perfect plant for this location. And here's a really exciting thing, you guys. I found a stilbe snowdrift and I couldn't believe it. It was like meeting an idol. I was so excited. I grabbed 3. Then the next time I was in the perennial garden watering, because that's my job now, I realized all the astilbe was gone. It must have been that the landscape crew came in and, they pull a lot of plants for jobs.
So I was so glad that I picked them up while I still could.
So thanks so much for watching, you guys. Until the next one.